talk to me, we're live. Talk to me, bright days, summer nights, good vibes. Talk to me, good life. Talk to me, love's high. Talk to me, baby, bright days, summer nights, good vibes. Talk to me.
Hi guys, I'm Dr. Ayala. I'm a board certified family medicine physician. I work at Amarillo Family Physicians as a full-time clinician. I also own a medical spa and health and wellness clinic. The health and wellness clinic is all telemedicine, hormones, peptides, and weight loss. And my med spa is full service. I also have a big business background and invest in several different ventures.
I'm Quentin. Everyone calls me Q. I own a consulting company. I'm the founder and CEO of Velani, a personal life operating system. Let's see, what else do I do? I'm still doing the cold plunge. Today was day 75. It was a little bit better because I got to listen to Drake's new album, his new 3 albums. He dropped 3 albums today. Yeah. So that's how I got
I've been listening to a lot of country. I can't say.
Ella Langley?
Yes, I'm going to see her in concert. I'm so excited.
She's my favorite.
Is she?
Yeah, her,
awesome.
Lainey Wilson.
I love her too.
Luke Holmes, Ryan
You know
Gardner.
that I can sing country and I don't sound South African?
Really?
I sound country.
You're gonna have to show me one of these days.
Never. That's shower singing.
Here's the thing. Are you good?
I used to be. I used to want to be a singer. I applied to Berklee College of Music.
Wow.
Well, I'd say that. Let's just say I was good. I applied to Berklee College of Music and then I got cold feet. But I was good. I grew up theater, singing.
That's nice.
Totally different avenue than medicine, but hey.
Yeah, that is very different.
Yeah.
I'm a huge country music fan.
Are you?
I mean, I'm wearing country
Mine is
boots.
like, I don't think we listened to country in South Africa. Maybe Sheryl Crow, but that was like pop country.
That was about it?
That was about it until I moved to Texas. And then I didn't get into it. But like as I've gotten older, and especially having kids, you know, I think it's like still wholesome and stuff.
Yeah.
I can like listen to it in the car.
Family, truck, beer, love,
I'm
missing
not about
someone.
to put Drake on for my children.
Yeah. I know my daughter said, Dad, can we put on some Eminem? I said, I had a bad childhood. There's a reason why I listen to Eminem.
I loved Eminem.
You can't relate to Eminem.
You want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
So I think I was like in 2nd grade or something, or 3rd grade, and you know, radio stations was still a thing. And I called into the local radio station to compete and rapped on the, oh my God. Thinking about that, it's one of those like memories that like you're embarrassed about looking back on it, even though nobody knows.
What did you rap?
Lose Yourself.
Oh, by Eminem.
Yeah.
Hey, my brother,
He-
or should I say my sister?
He's my favorite rapper. Like I still to this day, he's motivating.
Yeah,
He's like,
he's good.
and my favorite thing, the quote that I live by is success is my only option, failure is not.
That's right.
That's my sensitive language, the bleep.
The bleed. Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about business and some other stuff. But she owns a medical spa, a telehealth company, and before that you were a partner, like a doctor.
Yeah,
provider.
so I'm a partner with 12 physicians. We own a $12 million practice. We also own and operate multiple services within our practice. So we have our own lab. We have over 100 employees. We just have a big staff, and I am one of the partners in that as well. I didn't start that one from the ground up. But obviously I'm part of decision makings for evolving that. And then my aesthetics and wellness business, AFP Aesthetics and Wellness, me and my partner, Dr. Odell, we've started that from the ground up.
Okay, so going into it, what was your thoughts? What was the initial, okay, we're going to do this and this is how it's going to work versus how's it really going
I
down?
don't think it was straightforward with the aesthetics and wellness. So how it started, actually, I love procedures. And so in my regular clinic, I started doing Botox and fillers. But in order to bill that, my regular clinic wasn't set up to bill that. So I created my own LLC called Boss Babe Aesthetics and Wellness.
Boss Babe Aesthetics and Wellness.
Yeah. I know.
Sizzling.
But then I guess people heard about me, and then I just started noticing this need for telemedicine. Anyways, I almost got into business with this other guy who he wasn't a physician, and actually I didn't know it was illegal. Anyways, you can't actually partner with a physician.
Right.
And I don't think I was ever planning on partnering with him. I think we were just gonna kind of work together. Although, but once we kind of moved ahead with that decision, he was like, so how much of a percent are you going to give me? And I'm like, it's all my license, it's everything. And so I got kind of cold feet.
Yeah.
While I was speaking to a Dr. Odell Montana. And he's kind of like me, like he did some of the aesthetic stuff. He was interested in the peptides, and I'm interested, I do the peptides. And so we were like, why don't, instead of me going off and making this secondary clinic in a completely other space, we will make it kind of within our existing practice, but it's essentially our own business because our current business model in the regular practice doesn't support the telehealth and the aesthetic side of it. So that's how that evolved. So then we just rebranded. And there's some
familiarity there because you've already been with Dr. Odell at the same place for.
Yeah, and there was trust, and I'd just known him. And again, we equals, right? And it's much easier to go into a partnership where you're equals. We both have licenses to protect. So we just kind of rebranded ourselves. I changed as like a sole proprietorship essentially to an S Corp. We 50-50 now. We changed the name. For a while he was Boss Babe.
Dr. Odell, Mr. Boss Babe.
Until we got all that rebranding. And now, we are essentially, we have, in that we have 3 employees under us, and that's growing, and that's only been a couple months, a little longer than a couple months, but like we really took off the ground running, I would say this year.
Okay. And going into it, what services did you want to offer versus what you're offering now?
So I think when I just started, it really was just like the aesthetic side, right? Like my Botox and my filler and extra procedures. So I did a bodybuilding competition. I've always liked like menopause and women's health. So I've always done hormones. But I think I got a lot more into like treating athletes. Like when people saw that I did a bodybuilding show, then those athletes started to come to me. I started getting more involved in peptides. And so it evolved from more just, while I do preventative health and I love it, it also became a performance enhancement. And that just kind of evolved. Like it found me based off my passion and people seeing that I exercise, I work out, I kind of built this niche, and some of it was planned, as I say, like Botox and filler. I sought that niche, but the other niche found me based off who I am, and I love it.
Do you like being a business owner, 1? And then number 2, I want to know what are the problems you're dealing with.
Okay.
And by the way, I will happily share ours at Velani.
Yes.
Because we have a fuck ton.
Us too. And I don't think it's smooth sailing. And I've owned a few businesses, and let me say, like a lot of them have failed too. Like I've had successful businesses, I've had failed businesses. This one is by far my favorite and like my calling. So what was the first part of that question?
I don't remember.
So I don't know either. But anyways, I'm going to go into like what's been really challenging. Do I like being a business owner?
That's right.
I do like being a business owner. There are definitely days, because I have 2 small children. I have a full clinic to run, and there are definitely days where I'm like, I want to take off. I want to shut my brain off, and like I'm never off, right? Do I put my cell on silent for a few hours? Yes, but I'm usually going back to like explosions or people trying to get, like, you just can't ever turn off, right? You have too much invested in it. I think one of the most challenging things, like me and Montana, we 50-50, we've invested financially in this. It's our license, it's our name. So from like finding, I guess, that dynamic, that's been okay to some extent. And I'll go into challenges with just that. But really it's finding your people, and any whether it's a company that I'm partnering with or employees, you're never going to find someone, or maybe you will, but it's difficult to find someone who loves your company and wants it to succeed as much as you do. And I think my expectations are really high. And I'm not saying I need to lower them. I don't think I need to lower them, but I do need to learn. I'm still learning to navigate being a boss, you know, and how do I create this culture? How do I create this? And how do I create somebody who wants to go out and want the success of this company as much as I do? And I have to delegate because I don't have all the time in the world.
Right.
Same thing. We've like, I've learned you can never skimp on anything. Like
if you don't
with
pay for it the
social
first
media,
time, you pay for it again.
I've definitely like had social media and it sounded like a great deal, and like you definitely get what you pay for, you know, because those people like they'll do the bare minimum and like you're like, wow, he's giving me a deal, so I can't, you know.
Right.
So we've had that, and I just feel like it's taken a while. We definitely have found a lot of our people now, but more so for employees, that's hard to find people that just want to work, have that passion,
They have
that
that
drive. And even though it's not, they don't own it, I want them to feel like they're family. I want them to feel like it's their baby,
Yeah.
but they also don't have that investment in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's a hard thing to foster when, I don't know.
No, that makes sense. I was telling a friend of mine, Steve Jobs had once said that he's never found somebody who didn't have the drive, brought them onto Apple, and then all of a sudden they had it.
Yeah.
They had to get good at finding people with the drive, and then they plug them into Apple.
Yeah.
And I was telling one of my buddies, he was like, how did you meet Dr. Ayala? And I was like, well, I actually met her online. And then we got into business together. So you don't know this. I've actually never told you, but I had actually I wouldn't say interviews, but I had conversations, like real meetings, real Zoom calls, in-person coffee, stuff like what we've done.
Okay.
At least 5-6 times. And then one day we're sitting at Starbucks and you're like, we're at Strata.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, you just randomly said, I would love to do a podcast. And I just knew. Because you didn't have to be persuaded. You didn't have to be talked. No one had to talk you into it. It was something you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Business, medical, wellness, HRT, like women's health, just the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And what I was trying to explain to my buddy, I said, this whole thing's just been, we'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
But when you have somebody who has drive, and it's the same for your company, you have to get good at finding the people who have a natural drive versus let me take this pot of clay and try to mold it into a thing called drive. It rarely works that way.
Yeah. And I think based off what you said, like, oh, we're just going to mold this thing. And I used to be, I think at the beginning of when I first started, I started out as a personal trainer actually, like in college. And that was kind of like my own mini business. But like, you know, you start and you try to wait for things to be perfect. You try to get all your client flyers ready and everything to be perfect. And every business owner always says you can't wait for perfection. You just have to go and do it. And I think I've learned that over time, and now I'm just like a dive in head first. I'm a kind of a person, and you are too.
Yeah, you are.
You know,
You
we're
are.
just like, we got to do it. Like, I don't have any other time to figure this out, so here we go.
Yeah.
And like, in order to be in business, in order to be successful, that is the mindset you have to have. You're going to have to go in like, I'm going to start it. I'm just going to get my name out there. I'm going to put the ideas out there. I'm going to suck, but I'm going to get better. I'm going to take the feedback and I'm going to grow. I'm going to take feedback and I'm going to grow. And that never needs to stop. Yes.
Let me fan you down.
And so I think like that's it too, right? And a lot of people have great ideas. Tons of people. It's finding people who are doers. And I'll say that's hard to do. Because a lot of people are great.
Longer than the first week. Longer than, I always say motivation is a mistress. It leaves after the first week, it's gone.
Yeah.
And then execution, discipline. So you like being a business owner.
Yeah.
Finding people who have drive and align with your culture and what you're trying to do has been another thing. What has been, if you could tell me outside of people, what has been the absolute biggest hair pull? Would you say it's systems? Would you say it's time, money?
all the above.
Check.
Money's been stressful, but like not the most stressful. And I think because you kind of have an expectation of that going in, right?
Right, it's going to cost.
That's going to cost something and whatever. Time, yes. Again, and I don't know. It's not that I didn't think it would. I knew it would take a lot of time. Sometimes I just feel really burned out and you have to keep going. Honestly, I think the most frustrating thing though is systems.
Yeah.
Learning to delegate things is very difficult for most people. But you know, I'm type A. There's a lot of stuff like I like to do the finances. I don't want my partner to do the finances.
Right.
I don't want him to, not that like he isn't trustworthy or anything. I just like to know that I have control over that.
Right.
But then the accountant needs stuff from me and it's time to do payroll and
the bank.
And so all of that is on me. And then I found that there was this disproportionate amount of like, okay, I'm doing everything. I'm carrying everything on my shoulders. And what is my partner doing? And I'm not at all saying that's all his fault. Me and him are we have very different personalities.
Right.
He is a very free spirit or whatever, and I'm very type A. And so I'm trying to navigate, okay, how am I going to communicate with him like I'm overloaded? What tasks can I give him as a type B
Delegation.
personality? Like I don't trust him to pay the card on time. Do I trust him to pay the card? Absolutely. Does he care that the money is taken care of? Absolutely. But I'm also think he might forget when the due date is. Okay, like
that sounds like me.
but he is incredible at other things. Okay, and so I've had to kind of think, okay, like what are your strengths? So we both doctors, we both obviously have this clinical side that we can bring to the table, but on the business side, what are our strengths? He's a great idea guy. He's the kind of guy.
He's a smooth talker.
He is a smooth. That's what I was gonna say.
Man, he'll sell
He can sell like ice to a snowman, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, you know what? You need to go and you need to teach our team how to sell.
Yeah.
You need to teach our team how to talk to people.
Right.
You need to go out and be the spokesperson because that's what he's good at.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm type A, I can talk to people, like people love me like for who I am and what I do, but I'm not that like, I'm not your woo, let's go. You know what I mean?
You're not
like
that extroverted.
I'm not that extroverted and I'm more analytical. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to delegate. I'm not going to worry about employees. Not that I don't care about them. I'll worry about their payroll and make sure they're doing it. But when it comes to their performance and their pep talks and what they need to improve on, that's a Montana thing.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And it's taken me a while to learn that. And I think learning that and reflecting on like, what are my shortcomings? Why am I so overwhelmed? But that's honestly been one of the most, I felt for a time like I was just taking on everything and I didn't know how to delegate.
Yeah.
It was system failure. And then as we grow, right, that limits growth. You can't grow if you're the person doing anything.
Yeah, you become the bottleneck of the business.
Another thing, and I hate to admit this, I'm really competitive and I like to be the best at everything. And I've had to be like Donna, you're not going to be the one doing all the Botox and all the filler.
Right.
Am I great at it? Yes,
Right.
but I want Jessica, my nurse esthetician, to be 1,000 times better than me.
Right.
Because I don't want to end up doing that forever.
That's healthy.
She needs to be the best. My esthetician and that's what we got the hydrofacial. And I was like, I don't want to learn it. Like I'll learn it because it's my license and I need to know how it works or if something goes wrong. But like, I don't need to know the fine details, the nuances. I'm like, my esthetician needs to be the best esthetician and I need to foster other people being the best.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me the best as a business owner.
Makes you a good leader.
Exactly. Not being the best at everything, but I'm the best at my position and making everybody the best at their position.
That's really difficult in the beginning because you have so much writing on it. For you guys to understand, like when you start a business, in the very beginning, you spend so much money, most of the time, hundreds of thousands of dollars getting into something and trying to just get it going. And so it's really hard when you know you've got to pay these loans back or you have investors wanting dividends and everybody's counting on you. And I don't know if you've gotten this yet, but I've had investors, especially with Velani. My first ones...
I do want to hear about that because we do not have investors. Like it's just we fronted the money and we started small and grow. But I'm really curious, like when you have people investing in you,
Yeah.
that to me is scary because like if I fail, right, it's just on me.
Yeah.
If you fail, I mean, it's on you and you're losing
A lot of money.
else money.
Yeah. No, that's really good. So all the best companies in the world that make the world go round right now all had investors.
Yeah.
None of them that are on the stock market. I can't think of one that I know offhand that didn't have massive VC money behind it, including
I know
Starbucks. Who?
Spanx. And she just got inducted
Yeah, but she
into
was
the
also
Hall of-
rich,
Well, but she started it on like
right? Spanx.
$10,000, $5,000. And it's now a multi-million-dollar company.
Yeah. Okay. So Spanx. No,
That's
there's
the only
definitely
one,
some.
though. And I only know that because I just saw it on social media. She just got inducted into like the Disney Hall of Fame or something. Okay, anyway.
Her
so-
and Kendra Scott.
Oh,
Right?
really?
Yeah, I think
don't
Kendra.
know.
I don't think Kendra Scott was funded. I think that started like kind of out of her garage type thing. You guys don't quote me on that, but I'm almost positive Kendra Scott was bootstrapped.
Okay.
So we were bootstrapped in the very beginning, and then as we started needing to scale, we definitely needed some outside funding,
Yeah.
just for talent, security, building our own IP. Now, when you invest,
How do you get that though? Like, how do you get people to say, yeah, let me give you $300,000?
so if we were in Silicon Valley, you'd be seeing it every day. Going to in Silicon Valley, investing in a startup, everybody there is looking for the next Instagram. They're looking for the next Snapchat. They're looking for the next TikTok, the next Uber, DoorDash. So a lot of what we feel around here, it's not so much. Whereas already in Austin, Texas, the investors of Uber have already moved there. The whole firms, the founder of Uber moved there. Like Elon's there. So in venture capital, so what they realized early on, especially in the early 2000s, is no bank is going to give some 22-year-old kid in college or dropping out of college a loan to start a business.
Yeah.
And Peter Thiel was the old school VC who said, I'll give you $125,000 for 7% of your company, whatever this idea is. And essentially the way they map it out is they have a total fund of, let's just say $100 million. They spread that out across 150 different tech companies. 2 to 3 are going to return the portfolio plus 10 to 20x. Majority of them fail. And so that's how you actually have venture capitalists, is they actually invest in people with companies, and you get some great companies out of that. DoorDash wouldn't exist if it wasn't for
I know, but
venture
like,
capital.
it's kind of like, how do you get people to believe in what you're doing?
Yeah, so I'll just tell you about Velani specifically. The actual first investor was a lawyer.
Okay.
And she actually practices, she still practices family law.
Okay.
And in family law, that's divorce court. It can
Custody battles, whatever.
Yeah, it gets really ugly.
Yeah.
But when I was showing her what I did and what we were working on, she was like, oh my gosh, this could change, because in court, they mandate you have to have a co-parenting app. And so her firm saw it as a way to become one of those family apps.
Hey, we can
use this to manage everything for the betterness of the children, though they clearly understood the vision, right? And so we iron out a pitch, I think what happens is when you're trying to raise money, if you go straight into, we're going to make money in a month, 2 months, 18 months, they kind of know you probably don't know what you're talking about. But when you go in saying, hey, we're going to be under for 2 years.
Yeah.
So don't expect dividends. Don't expect even getting paid back until 24 to 36 months.
Yeah.
And if you don't have money to lose, definitely don't do it. I've had people who want to cut checks, but I know them really personally. And so I know it's like, it's their last little. And I don't want to be responsible for that. But if $30,000 doesn't make or break your future, absolutely.
Yeah.
If $10,000 doesn't make or break your future, absolutely. But I do not want to be responsible for your last.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so we have what I would call a very unique product in terms of everybody has a life. And to me, in business, you should go after the boring things. Everybody wants to be part of the next AI thing or the next spaceship thing.
Yeah.
Everybody has a life. Everything's everywhere. It's a constant scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
Why not have a place that consolidates as much as possible and then allow that software to go and interact with these external things in your life and try to bring them here.
But it's crazy how your company and like that side of majority of businesses are set up, because in the medical world, it's so different. So again, I said I almost went into business and I didn't know at the time, like that's legal. Like you cannot partner with a physician. And that makes perfect sense, right? Because you don't want somebody who's not a doctor now influencing how I make medical decisions.
Correct.
When I'm entrusted with people's lives, safety and things, you know. And so that makes sense. Now there are these, and that's also why me and Montana structured our company the way that we did. So you can partner with something, it's more like an MSO. So you're not the same company, but like these MSOs are these medical management companies that they're their own LLC. So you can technically divorce them at any time. Because you're like, we're our own LLC and they're their own LLC. And that's what a lot of like hospitals are, right? That's what a lot of these companies that go out and buy clinics, that's what they are. And that's why a lot of medical prices are driven up. And while we want to be a luxury spa, we want to like cater to people and serve people, we don't only want, we want to also serve the middleman, the middle class people, your average, your mom, your dad, your, you know, not just like the elite. And me and Montana being the way we are, and you too, I'm sure, like, I don't want anybody telling me what to do.
Oh, you're talking about, so, okay.
Because if you're a medical management company, right? So they gonna determine how we manage our company. And while they may be better at managing, then I also, not only do I have to charge the patients for like the service and the products I provide, now I have an additional company on top of me that I have to fund their team. And they're solely business. Their whole purpose is business. Whereas like mine and Montana's purpose, Dr. Odell's purpose is business, but we still value the patient and the medicine, and it's not solely business.
Your intention gets to be different.
Exactly. So we, by us owning it and us not having any management company, we can price ourselves a lot less than a lot of these companies that like buy out clinics and buy out pharmacies and hire doctors instead of the doctors owning it and charge 5 times as much as us because they have a whole corporation to support. Me and Montana don't have that. And we can build from the inside out, as opposed to having this mother company that we have to triple, quadruple
your returns for
our prices. And that to us is a lot more aligned with our moral values, our moral compass. Like we want to help the patients. We love what we do. It is out of pocket, but like we want everyone to have access to that.
That makes a lot of sense. So in our side, so we're a C Corp. Which means we have priced shares. I don't know if you've ever heard the term of hostile takeover.
Maybe like once, but like I don't really know.
So it just means essentially somebody, some VC or some PE, private equity, they buy a little bit of the stock at a time, and then they have enough to have majority influence over the board. So we have a board. I still own the majority of the shares. So even my investors, but everybody, you've seen, I'm very open with our milestones and where we're going. And so everybody's input is very valuable to me because they might be seeing things that I don't see. They might have different perspectives, and all of our investors are actually users of Velani. So if I wanted to be like, oh, I have all the control, I can make decisions just like that. But that's not how I operate. I don't have any investors on my team who have been, they want milestones and updates, traction. Are we gaining users? You know, the first 4 investors invested when we didn't even have a product out. Like there was no app. I couldn't even demo it. Like we couldn't even demo it. They just believed so much in the vision. And from their own experience. In terms of having to kind of be a penny pincher for investors, I haven't had that experience, but I also haven't sold that much of the company. So out of 100%, we've set aside 20% for outside investment. And so the employees, myself, and then my co-founder, we still collectively own about 67% of the company, which is quite a bit. What ends up happening though over time is you'll go through your Series A, raise more money, you give up another 15, 20%, you go through your Series B, and then your founders end up with 10 to 15% of the company. All these industry investors own 70%. Employees probably own 10 to 15. And that's where you get these VCs who are forcing founders to sell or to liquidate or to just shut things down.
So what has been your most challenging part? Because also the concept's very different. We have something that's very, I would say, not that yours is, Velani isn't tangible. I mean, it is tangible to an extent, but it's like we have a med spa, we have a physical place, and we have a virtual place, right? Our telemed. But you're just all virtual pretty much. Like, what has been the most challenging thing of you starting your company and being a business owner?
Raising money in the beginning was hard because of location. Had I been in Silicon Valley, I would have been able to raise 1.8 million super quickly.
Saying Amarillo, Texas, people don't know where that is. What's the panhandle?
Well, you know what I mean. There's definitely not a tech culture.
No.
Even in Lubbock or Midland, you go way down.
Although I think the data center put us on the map now.
Let's hope, yeah. Let's hope. That'd be great. I would say for us, it's shipping product fast enough because we have to work with Apple.
What do you mean shipping product?
So
what do you ship?
So a code. So shipping and technology. So
it's not like you're
that's
not.
right. She's brick and mortar. So when they ship product, they ship legit real product. When we ship product, that's new code to Apple and our users can update it on the Apple Store.
I see.
Ironically, your product that you ship will always be faster than the product we ship because let's just say you have a bug or there's something not working. So remember, for us, people are putting their to-dos in their events.
Yeah.
If it's not working, there's a whole chunk of their life that's missing that they're depending on. For us to go and then fix that bug and get it into an update, we have to diagnose it really quick, find the bug, update our code, validate that code and test it on a few different devices, a few different accounts, make sure it's working in beta. Then we have to archive it and ship it to Apple. Apple then has their team review it. And if you've ever worked with Apple, they'll take anywhere from 75 hours all the way up to 2 to 3 weeks.
When you say ship the code, do you just mean like send it electronically to Apple?
Yeah, so we put it in this, Apple has what we call an archive folder. And so your platform, when you're shipping code to Apple, it's inside of Xcode.
Okay.
So there's thousands of lines of code.
Yeah.
You test it, you validate it, then you archive it and you push it directly and ship it directly. It is shipping, but it's digitally shipping into Apple's ecosystem.
Okay.
And then from there you have to go into the Apple backend and then you have to actually manually submit it to Apple for them to review.
Have you seen Wreck-It Ralph? That's what this reminds me of.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what.
And once Apple gets it, they review it, and it can take anywhere from 3 days to 3 weeks.
Okay.
And then if they don't approve it, that means you're stuck with these same bugs and your user still can't get the update and you have to go back and figure out why.
It's like medicine in my clinic, like with insurance. If they don't approve it, then you have to. If insurance doesn't approve this medication, then you have to do these 8,000 steps.
Apple
and if
controls a
that
lot.
doesn't work, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here we are. These are the struggles of being a business owner. It's never ending. We're never going to stop growing. We're never going to stop sucking at certain things and improving at certain things and expanding and learning and diving headfirst into things. Like, that's who we are. It's how we are. I think every business owner can attest to this. And so if it's something you're interested in, I don't know, just
good luck.
Just do it. Just do
Progress over perfection. Just start. You don't have to have it all together. You don't have to have it perfect. My first investors invested in Velani before we had a product just because they believed in the vision. But starting is important. And then sticking to what you said you're going to do, right?
Yeah, but I also think allow yourself grace. Like, your vision, it may evolve, it may change. Like, don't be so set and like, I need it to work exactly like this, because sometimes you think it's going to work like this and that initial, not the idea doesn't work, but the execution doesn't work. So you have to be flexible.
Like YouTube. Really
like
quick.
YouTube.
Before we go, how did YouTube start? What were they?
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay, what is YouTube now?
A social media platform.
Videos.
Yeah, videos.
Videos. When they started, YouTube was a dating site.
Oh yeah, you said that.
That's right.
Okay.
They were a dating site.
Okay.
So you cannot be so stuck to your ideas because you might miss out on becoming the next YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, guys, that's a wrap.